Welcome to the Bushido Gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to a little discussion video about the current Pokemon Sword and Shield metagame. So, as of yesterday, there was a tier shift. Usually this happens like every month. So basically it goes by, or so basically how it works is that every month, there's like stats that show which mons are being used the most and which mons are being like used the least or used the least amount. The mons that are used the least amount are the ones that actually drop in the meta, and then the ones that are used the most are the ones that rise up. So from the usage that happened in September, we can see how the meta shifted to now into October. So before we get started, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido Gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokemino, and check out my Smokearm profile. All those links will be down in the description. Trying to reach 300 subs. We're getting very close to that goal. Just 21 more subs left to go. So I would love to hit that goal as soon as possible. So yeah. Let's talk about the rises first. So for the rises, we have Jirachi and Rhyperior rising into OU. So I'm not gonna lie, I have not really paid attention to the OU metagame in the last month. I pretty much stopped playing after the, I think it was after the Cinderace suspect test that I stopped playing because I was just like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. So yeah, after that, I mean the initial one, not the one that just happened. But yeah, after the suspect test for Cinderace the first time, I was just like, nah, I'm not doing this. So I don't really know what's going on in the current OU metagame, but it seems like, hold on, not that. I'm also on the Smogon Pro website right now, just to like look at the reasons why these mons are rising. So as you can see, with Rhyperior, well, actually, let's talk about Jirachi first, since we're doing it in order. But Jirachi started to rise in usage. It seems to be because of the mix attacking set and the Calm Mind set. I mean, Jirachi normally, or I mean, just in general, is used to be, or just in general likes to run like a lot of like Choice Scarf stuff, and also again the Calm Mining set as well. It seems like Calm Mind is pretty effective here right now, anyway. Just because of like how offensive it can be. But yeah, it just seems like it's pretty offensive for the most part. It probably fits on more like balanced teams and maybe like some offensive teams, or some offensive teams like HO. If anything, I could probably see it be like a Meteor Beam kind of lead too on HO teams, but that's just that's something crazy. That's more like a meme thing, honestly. But Calm Mind in the mixed attacking set seems like the best options. Probably even like a Wish passing one too. But granted, Blissey's better at doing that anyway. Rhyperior rising in the usage is actually pretty cool. This mon is a really good balance breaker. As you can see from the information right here, Rhyperior is finally OU. It has been performing pretty well as a breaker, both with its Sword Stance and Twist Band sets. It's able to abuse T-Tar in order to set up, and it can frequently do the same against Clefable as well. It has solid bulk alongside its Solar Rock ability that allows it to easily tank a hit from mons like Corviknight and Hippowdon, thus making it difficult to KO after it sets up a Sword Stance defensively. It also helps with Zeraora, Rotom Heat, and if healthy enough, it can take on non-Giga Drain Volcarona. So honestly, I think it's pretty cool to see Rhyperior in OU. Even before I stopped playing, I actually really did like Rhyperior. Rhyperior was really fun. And just again, just being that great wall breaker. With Sword Stance plus like Rock Blast, or even Sword Stance plus Smackdown to force Corviknight to switch out. Because it doesn't want to take an Earthquake, so you get a free Earthquake on whatever you want. But yeah, I think it's cool to also see the Bandit set. Bandit was something I never really tried out before it actually rose in the OU. But so I'm actually pretty happy to see this one get some usage. It's definitely solid right now. Pun intended. But yeah, it's definitely good. Especially if you have ways to deal with like the grasses, like Rillaboom, and also like the water types too. Then Rhyperior is gonna be a good wall breaker, man. Yeah. Also, I think it's rising. It rose a lot too because of the recent Cinderace suspect test. I think it seems like Rhyperior is getting a lot of usage through that. So yeah, it's a good mon. It definitely deserves to rise up in usage. So that covers Rhyperior and Jirachi. Again, I'm not gonna go too deep into NU or to OU. Excuse me. I'm into OU because, like I said, I haven't really played it since the initial suspect test for Cinderace. So yeah, I don't really know like what the whole meta is right now. It seems like it didn't really change, but it still looks annoying to look. It still doesn't look that fun in my opinion. Okay, now let's see. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna talk about UU with Reuniclus and Galarian Slowbro. Okay, so I don't play UU. Last time I played it was when T-Tar dropped into UU, which was still mind-boggling. I can't believe that happened, but Reuniclus looks like it's pretty solid, honestly. It can cover a lot of the metagame anyway. Again, with the Calm Mind set, or even be like a wall with regen as well. But I don't know. UU looks very offensive because there's just so many attackers here. Like there are barely any walls. So I don't know. Well, it can set up on a lot of the special attackers. Like there's a good chunk of special attackers in this meta, so it can set up on them. And you could even run a physically defensive set, and it could still set up with like Calm Mind or Psyshock, or Calm Mind Focus Blast Psyshock with recovery, or even you could run a Stored Power set too if you have a way to break through Dark types. Then you can run Stored Power or Calm Mind, or Stored Power Calm Mind Iron Defense. But yeah, it doesn't look. I mean, it looks pretty strong though. Definitely looks pretty strong. Galarian Slowbro being in here is also pretty cool. It was actually a mon that was a staple of the RU metagame, actually being the top used mon in RU, being #1 actually. So, with it being back in UU, I don't know what that means. I don't really know what that means. But I guess the quick draw, quick claw set is just too good, so it'll probably take really good advantage of that. Definitely the nasty plot set is going to be pretty good. Especially with that 40% chance that you have with quick draw plus quick claw together. It's pretty annoying, but hey, it works for this mon. It just works for this mon. Also, it is a toxic absorber too, so it can take T-spikes, which is pretty nice. And it can pressure opposing like not opposing psychic types, opposing poison types as well. So it's pretty good, honestly. So I think it's gonna, still be pretty useful. But I definitely think it's gonna have some trouble with some dark types like Zeraora and also like Crocodile. But it'll probably manage anyway. But yeah, that pretty much covers those two. Again, like I said, I don't play UU, so I'm not gonna dive too much into these two. But yeah, now we have RU. So for the RU rises, we have Sigilyph, Toxicroak, and Vikavolt. So I actually do have some knowledge about Vikavolt and Toxicroak. I don't really have too much about Sigilyph, but let's go to RU real quick. So the RU metagame, don't mind that executor. The RU metagame, Sigilyph looks really good, honestly. Like, that mon looks too strong for this meta. Because Psychic just drops a lot of stuff. So you're gonna have to revenge kill it, really. And this feature is actually really good for this meta, too. So yeah, you have to, like, you either have to outspeed it, or something. Or just have, like, not even a decent wall. Even a decent wall could probably get, like, Calm Minded on. So yeah, you're probably gonna have to just, like, outspeed it at best. Or try to outspeed it somehow. Or somehow, like, outdamage it. But yeah, definitely the Life Orb set with Sigilyph is going to be pretty good. I think this mon's actually getting suspect tested right now. So even though they have the RU meta being like a regular ladder, but they're still suspect testing this mon while that's going on. So yeah. Again, I don't know if it's going to really stay RU, but it does look really good though. That's all I can say. Like with Psychic, Heat Wave, like you have Psychic that again dominates the majority of the metagame. Heat Wave deals with the steals. Like its coverage options are just solid overall. So yeah, I don't know if this thing's gonna stay. I don't, but it looks good. Again, I don't play this meta. That's just how I'm looking at the meta right now. It looks good. That's all I can say. Tantacroak being here is pretty good too. The reason why it was banned from NU, well, if you look at the NU metagame, Tantacroak beats everything. like actually, I could show you one of the teams I had with Tantacroak before it got banned. Actually, not this one. This was like an old one or an older one. The one that was actually really good was this set, Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot Tantacroak is literally nasty. That thing with Sludge Wave is just so good. Like Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb is just insanely good, man. It's insanely good. Like Sludge Bomb / Sludge Wave just bodies a lot of the fairy types and just like hits a lot of the mons neutrally in this meta. Also there were some variants that would run Vacuum Wave to outspeed like dark types and such, or I mean just get like the upper hand on dark types. You didn't really have to run Focus Blast, but there was that option. I mean, its speedster isn't that bad, so it could still, you don't have to run Vacuum Wave, but it's good for priority on faster mons. They're already like weakened. He also has Shadow Ball too that could break through the psychics as well. And just like hit things neutrally. But yeah. This mon was not gonna stay long, honestly. Or I mean, it got banned like I think it got banned like a week or no, it got banned like I think 3 weeks ago or something like that. But yeah, it managed to get some usage and now it's RU. So yeah. I don't know how it's gonna do in the RU metagame, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Vikavolt. Okay, so Vikavolt. Yeah, Vikavolt right here. Let's see. Let's look at Vikavolt. I know that before it got banned, Vikavolt was a really good sticky web user. You could also make it a kind of bulky. You can make it like a bulky setter too. Since it could take on the grasses very well, like Thwacky, and just like set up and can just like pretty much just agility up if you need to or whatever you want, or even just go like just a raw power with specs. Yeah, nothing really stopped it. Again, that base 145 attack on Vikavolt is just insane. It's definitely gonna get some usage though in RU. Probably gonna be like a sticky web abuser, or a sticky web user pretty much. Yeah, again, just looking at the meta, like before it got banned, like Bug Buzz, like like the combination of bug and electric type coverage is just too great in this kind of meta. So it had to go. It just had to. Huh. Well, yeah, that pretty much covers Vikavolt. I don't know how. Again, like I said, I don't know how it's gonna do in the RU metagame, but I'm pretty sure it'll find a way. Again, with sticky web, pretty much. There is another sticky web user, or I mean, there were two sticky web users in NU, being Rabombi and also being Galvantula. Galvantula being like a faster variant with sticky web. Well, not a faster variant, but it does have the same kind of like. Pretty much has like the same move pool as Vikavolt, besides Vikavolt having recovery. So Vikavolt was able to get a little bit more going with that than Galvantula could. And Galvantula is also weaker than Vikavolt as well, so it can't really get as much damage off like Vikavolt can. But yeah. But in contrast to Rabombi though, Rabombi does have the upper hand in terms of like having like QD and Moonblast and being like a bug and fairy type in general, just having like that better coverage option, and also doesn't have to worry about getting paralyzed too, since it does have shield dust, which prevents secondary effects like from Thunderbolt or from Flamethrower or like an Ice Beam freeze. So yeah. But again, Vikavolt's just bulkier than Rabombi to take advantage of webs. So or to be able to set up webs a lot safer than again Rabombi could. But yeah, that pretty much covers Vikavolt. Again, it'll be a good sticky web user. Okay, so we got Decidueye rising into RU. Okay, Decidueye Decidueye with the choice specs is just deadly, man. It was so deadly. Leaf Storm, just Ooh, Leaf Storm was good. Leaf Storm was good. You could even run like a Sword Stand set too with Shadow Sneak and Poltergeist if you wanted to. Or even go like Bandit. But definitely a set like this or against Specs was the way to go with that mon. Leaf Storm again just bodied a lot of things. It forced Miltank to run Sap Sipper just to be able to take on those just to be able to take on the grasses. And if you even pair it with Thwacky, yeah, and even if you pair it with Thwacky with grassy terrain, or with its ability, the Leaf Storm is just gonna, it's really just gonna body a lot of things. There really aren't enough mons in the meta to like really stop Decidueye. So that mon just really just broke through the meta. That's it. Also defensively it's good too. You could run like a defog set with it as well with Roost and still get some initiative going. Like probably like run Spirit Shackle plus like Toxic and then Roost. But yeah, it's and also it pretty much walled the Rotom form, or I mean this Rotom form, since it could just sneak it or Shadow Sneak it and then kill it. The regular one, I mean, not the other ones. The other ones definitely just beat it, but or definitely had the potential to beat it. But yeah, that pretty much covers Decidueye. Again, solid mon, it'll be good in RU. It'll probably be the same way how it is here, where it's gonna be like a special attacking one. Maybe I could see. You know what? I think it's gonna be more. Well, it does have competition with Delmines now, but I think it's gonna be more physically oriented, maybe, or it's gonna be a mix, or it's gonna be like mix or something. Again, I don't know this meta that well, or this meta at all, but again, if you guys play RU, then please let me know in the comments below. I would like to know your thoughts about that. But yeah, that covers Decidueye. So next we have Tangela. Tangela Rising. Let's see. Tangela Rising into RU. Well, it's a good defensive wall. Could take on, I guess, Virizion if it's not running. If it's not going to be a special set. If it's physical, then it can just they could take it on. I guess it could take on Silvally Fairy probably. Even if it is going to be running like a Sword Stand set, it could probably take it on. It could probably take it on and then Sleep Powder and then get this regen back to recover. It might even take off Passimian if it does get knocked off. Can probably wall a Lycanroc as well. I think it's gonna be good against Kingdra. Kingdra being the recent drop. I think it'll be good against that. I'll talk about Kingdra soon, but I think it'll be good there or against that mon. Especially if they're gonna be like a more physically oriented. If Kingdra's gonna be more physically oriented. If it's gonna be like a physical Kingdra, then Tangela walls it for days. But yeah, I think it'll be fine here, but I don't know if it'll stay long. But that covers Tangela. Again, it's just gonna be rocking like Leaf Storm, Sleep Powder, Knockoff, and then like Stun Spore or something, or even like a Leech Seed set. Just to be a support mon for the team. So that covers Tangela. So yeah, so all these mons had just enough usage to be OU or to be in their respective tiers. So they had to make this cutoff, the cutoff for mons is 4.5. So these mons just made it, especially Rhyperior. Rhyperior just barely made it. It's I think it was like a 4.7. It was like 4.7. It was like 4.7 for it to make it, so it just barely made the cut. Let me just show you right here. I think it was like it was right here. It was like 4.7. It was 39 in usage. I guess like I could show you the visuals for it for RU or for OU. So yeah, it just barely made the cut. And Jirachi was 5.1. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'm not really focused on OU at the moment. I can show you some OU teams I have. I'm just gonna go off topic a little bit, but like I'm really not ready. I mean, like, I'm really not invested into the current metagame. I'm ready for Crown Tundra. I'm ready for Crown Tundra. Look at all these teams I already have made. I'm ready for this. I'm tired of this. Give me Crown Tundra. Gotta wait like 20 more days now. But yeah, okay, so off topic there. Let's talk about the drops. Okay, the drops, we got Necrozma dropping from OU into UU. Necrozma, and also same with Jirachi. They were both, mons that were used a lot in the in OLT. Necrozma being one of the main ones on like HO teams. There was this HO team that ran that ran it as a lead with Meteor Beam plus rocks. So it was a pretty effective lead on that kind of a HO team. I think it was Necrozma, Zero Aura, or it was either Zero Aura or some other electric type, but I'm pretty sure it was Zero Aura with Necrozma, Rillaboom, Scizor, either Crawdon or some other mon. I don't know. But yeah, it was very popular on that kind of a HO build. But yeah, as you can see, the above mons all skyrocketed in usage during ulti, and now the ulti is over, the usage is going down pretty quickly. These mons are usually only seen on hyper offense, which is why ulti being over has a big impact on their usage. Necrozma in particular managed to miss the cut and fell down into UU. So as you can see, there's the percentage it was at, 3.3. So yeah, that mon dropped like a rock. Now, looking at UU, I don't know if it'll. I mean, it's got competition now with Reuniclus and both. All three of them are here. That's hilarious. I just peeped. All three of the bros are here. All three of the Slowpoke family are here. That's funny. Yeah, Necrozma is gonna have some competition with a lot of Psychic types now, so that'll be interesting. That'll be pretty cool. I don't know how effective it's gonna be here. I guess it'll probably be running like the same stuff it ran in OU, running that HO build, or you could probably see like a more offensive one outside of HO with like Dragon Dance, plus Photon Geyser. So yeah, it'll be the more offensive Psychic compared to the bros, or the Slowpoke family and Reuniclus. So yeah, definitely think a more physically oriented one's gonna be likely. So that covers Necrozma. So now we gotta talk about Kingdra. So Kingdra dropping into RU. As I already touched on a little bit, Kingdra looks good. It looks good, honestly. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be dangerous. You could run like Rain, or you could definitely run Rain with this mon. Since RU is a more offensive metagame, it has a lot of opportunities to actually sit up with Rain, I think. So I think it'll be pretty aggressive. It'll be very aggro. Again, you could run like Rain, or just an offensive Rain team. You could also go Dragon Dance as well. You could go with a Sniper one too, Sniper DD. That could be pretty effective on that. So yeah, Kingdra looks solid. Looks pretty solid. It'll definitely put in work. It's gonna put this. It'll definitely like change with the meta quite a bit. But yeah. And speaking of OU, like in terms of like Rain, Rain isn't really that. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like Rain isn't really catching waves. It's not really catching waves. So looks like Rain is just not the move right now. It seems like Sun. I think it's either Sun or just Sand that are just like the overall better right now. Don't know why, but if somebody in the comments could let me know that, I would appreciate that. I would like to know why Rain isn't like that good right now. I'm pretty sure it has to deal with like I don't know what it really is. Maybe it's just HO being more common or something, but yeah, I don't think Rain is really that great at the moment. But yeah, that covers that. So next we have oh boy. Alright, this one, when I saw this, I actually got upset. Escavalier and Snorlax drop into NU. Alright, look. I don't really care about Escavalier, but Snorlax dropping into NU is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen. Like, that's more disrespectful than T-Tar dropping. That's honestly more, like... like, that is some disrespectful stuff, man. Snorlax. A mon that was just the king of just the king of GSC, and one of the best mons in RBY. If not, like second, or not even second best. It might have been like the third best mon in RBY. And then you got like and then you have ADV, where that mon is just a tank as well. Gen 4 didn't do anything. Same with Gen 5 and Gen 6. So it dropped the more the meta became more offensive, but I don't know why it dropped out of RU. Like that really confuses me. Like it really does. I mean, I guess there are a couple fighting types here. Again, with Tanjiro being like the recent one, and also Virizion. I guess the metagame and RU, like I said already, is becoming more offensive, so Lax can't really like take on that pressure. Or people just thought it wasn't good. I'm not too sure. I'm really not. But hey, look, that Mon is still goated. That Mon is still goated. It's very sad to see that Mon drop. Again, it's very sad, honestly. But now that it's in NU, I will say it's not staying NU. And I'm gonna make sure it doesn't stay NU, because that is terrible. Like, you know what? No, look at the stats. Look at the stats compared to all these other Mons here. 160 HP, 110 attack, 65 defense, 65 special defense or special attack, 110 speed def, and then 30 in speed. Compared to everything here, this Mon should never be here. This Mon should never be here, man. Never. With stats like these, and with a move pool like it has, no. This Mon should not be here. No. Like, that's the ultimate disrespect, man. Lax is not staying here. I'm gonna give it a whole week for that Mon to stay NU. I'm gonna give it a whole week. It's not staying NU after that week. I promise you that, and I'm gonna make sure. Now what it's capable of doing in NU, I think. I definitely think Curse is gonna be great. Also, it's one of the best. Now it's one of the best special walls in this meta now. So it can take hits for days, and even the fighting types here. Like fighting types are gonna get a lot of usage now just to deal with Snorlax. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of Hitmontop and Girders. A lot of Gallade is gonna be Gallade's gonna be rising even more. But the crazy thing is that Lash can still deal with it. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of curse sets. Like Curse Snorlax is gonna be one of the best sets, honestly. It'll be like GSC again, where people are gonna be running Lax on like every team. Like Curse Lax compared to everything here. Like after a Curse, there really aren't too many fighting types that could really like kill it in one shot. Maybe Gallade if it's banded, maybe. But even then, like, it doesn't appreciate getting like well yeah, if Lax can get off its curses, which is not going to be hard in this metagame. If it can get off a lot of curses, then it could just deal with the fighting types so easily. So yeah. But definitely like Curse, Body Slam, Darkest Slaring are going to be pretty good options. Even Heat Crash is a pretty good option too, but I don't think Heat Crash is really that needed. I definitely think like Body Slam, Darkest Slaring is good enough. It doesn't really need like a lot. Again, after a Curse is already like set to go, you can even run Rest on it too to keep this thing healthy. Like I already have so many ideas for Snorlax. Like Snorlax is one of my favorite Mons, man, and to see it drop is just terrible. Also, Thick Fat's gonna be amazing too, because now like Abomasnow is not gonna break through it. Frostmoth isn't gonna break through. Sandslash isn't gonna break through, and it gets set up on too. Like, Ice types aren't gonna have a fun time with Lax around, especially with Thick Fat. Like, it's not gonna be a good time. It's not gonna be a good time. Like, this Mon is too good. This Mon is too good to be here. And yeah, I don't know what's up with those people in RU, man. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but it probably ain't good. I can tell you that. It probably ain't good, because you really slept on this Mon. Y'all really slept on Snorlax. Crazy. Alright, let's talk about the Escavalier. I don't know what that thing does. But the metagame doesn't really have a lot of good steel types right now, so I guess the Escavalier's appreciated. Also, there aren't a lot of mons that can really like break through it. Even Ninetales, Ninetales and Rapidash are like the best ones to really do it. But even then, if they're gone, your team loses to this thing. Like, yeah, I think there are gonna be some PU mons that may rise up to try to take on Escavalier like maybe Silvally Fire, and even like I don't know. But look, this Mon is not staying. This Mon's not staying either. After a Sword Stance, like Mega Horn, Iron Head, just bodies a lot of Mons. Even like an AV set's gonna be good too. with like AV with support could be nice to take on like against special attackers too, and also like Escavalier has very good defenses anyway. I mean, has very good like physical defense anyway, so it can take physical hits too. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna stay long. May end up using the Escavalier paired with Lax 2 to be even more threatening. But yeah. It's crazy what this how this metagame is like just functioning right now. It's very very wild. Yeah, like I said, Swords Dance, plus like Mega Horn, and even like Iron Head's gonna be good. Even like or Iron Defense, not Iron Defense, Iron Head and like Close Combat are just ooh, it's gonna be too good, man. It's gonna be too good. Again, like I said, I don't see it staying long. Again, it just pressures everything. Pressures Abomasnow, pressures Aselgor, pressures Romatis. Can beat down Basculin and even take a hit from it. since you know we're doing shit to this. Klawitzer? Nope. I mean, if you can burn it, then yeah. But even then, Scavalier could probably still break through. Duraludon can't do anything to it. Like, Draco Meteor isn't gonna do enough. Eldegoss can get messed up too. Frostlass doesn't do shit. Frostmoth gets walled. Gallade, CC will do a lot, but it'll die to an Iron Head. Garbodor can't do shit. Gastrodon has to burn it. Girder can't do shit. Like, I mean, it might be able to bulk up on it. It could probably 1v1 it. Him on top, nah. Jealousy has to burn it. Kangler gets bodied. Lantern probably has to burn it. Magneton, Thunderbolt could do a lot actually. It might take it on, but some Escavalier could end up opting to go like Drill Run to deal with it. Malamar can't do shit. This can't do shit. This can't do like. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. They really let this mon drop down here. Yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of both of them. I'm gonna take advantage of both Snorlax and Escavalier. Those mons are not staying. I can guarantee you that. All right, so then we have Kangaskhan and Frost and Rotom Frost dropping into well, they were already banned from NU or banned from PU, but now they're like back in the PUBL. I think they still have usage. I don't know about Kangaskhan. I think Kangaskhan's gonna drop into PU now because of Snorlax being here. Also, it's gonna have competition now with Bouffalant. But I think it'll still be fine. I think teams may opt to go like both Kangaskhan and Snorlax. That could be really fun to see. Maybe a triple normal team could work. Actually, a triple normal could work. I might try that. But yeah, you could run like a bandit set with it. I do believe that there's some sets you could run with like boots with Kangaskhan. But yeah, I don't know if that mon. I don't know how well it's gonna do now. Or how well it can do in this meta. Well, I mean, now that it's banned. I don't know. Oh wait, no, it got unbanned. That's right, it got unbanned recently, or I think it got unbanned just today. I mean, this came out yesterday, but yeah, I think it got unbanned. Huh? Yeah, it looks like it got unbanned, or did it get? Wait, yeah, it did get unbanned. Oh, it got unbanned along with like Kling, I think. So there were some monsters who were PUBL, but now they're but I guess some of them are getting retested down here. So cool. Don't know how well it's gonna do there, but it'll probably do all right. I think Kangaskhan's actually pretty strong though. Especially with Scrappy, it just breaks all the ghosts. So I think it's gonna be good. It'll be good there. Rotom Frost though. Rotom Frost is still really good too. Again, that electric and ice coverage is just solid overall. Thunderbolt plus Blizzard are just like dangerous, man. Breaks through the waters, breaks through the grounds. Especially Mudsteel being like one of the best ground types in the meta. And also Rhydon too. Like it just bodies both of them. I think it might rise up again in usage. Like Nasty Plot is just too good. The Choice Scarf set is too good as well. Definitely like new boost Nasty Plot is the better one, but yeah, I don't think that mon is I think that mon needs it's gonna be used again. Honestly. So yeah, that covers Rotom Frost and also Kangaskhan. So next we have the PU monster, or the monster dropped from NU into PU. So we got Alcremie, Avalugg, Corsola, G, Cramorant, Cursola, Pharisee, Galvantula, um, Jolteon, Pincurchin, Quagsire, Quillfish, Rune, Sock, and Silvally Dark actually. Silvally, well, I'm not gonna like start from the bottom and then go up. That would be weird. All right, the first one was Alcremie. Alcremie, I don't know why that mon dropped. I guess it's not good. I guess it's just not good enough. Probably gets pressured by the steals. Again, like Togedemaru, Stunfisk, well not Stunfisk, Silvally Steel, Sand Slash as well. Even Magneton can deal with it with Flash Cannon. Um, Duraludon as well with Flash Cannon too. Like I think the steals just kind of overpower it, so it just doesn't cut out for it right now. And also like Frostmoth can just deal with it too with QD plus Ice Beam. So yeah, it looks like it's not cutting it right now. I think it's still pretty effective though. Like Calm Mind, like the Calm Mindset's still pretty strong. But I think it'll be really good in PU though. Yeah, I don't think anything really stops it from setting up besides Mawile. Mawile's like the one mon that can really stop it, and maybe Marini with Haze. But I think even some doesn't Alcremie get a Psychic move? It gets yeah. Never mind. Marini is not an answer to that. Yeah, it's not an answer to that. So I don't know if it'll stay PU though. There aren't enough Steel types either to really stop it. Besides again Mawile and Ponyard. And Ponyard's kind of an iffy one, or kind of an iffy one. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Also, Docho can deal with it though, so that's one way to deal with it. But if it's rocking the Acid Armor set, then I think Alcremie is just really gonna turn this meta over. Yeah. All right. So then we have Avalugg. Avalugg dropping into PU. Well, it's back to where it started. That's tough, even with the boots. I think it's still good though. It's a good wall. Very good wall with the boots. It'll be pretty effective on bulkier teams, especially like stall teams here. You can pretty much make a stall core now. So if you guys are running the stall, have fun with that. You can now do that with Avalugg. So yeah, still a solid wall with spin plus recovery. And again, the boosts just help it immensely. So that mon is just always gonna be able to spin and not really take rock damage. So yeah, overall, good defensive mon. It'll probably be fine here. I don't know if it'll rise out of usage though. I doubt it. It'll probably stay where it's at. But I think it'll definitely get usage in other tiers though. Because it's still good with the boots. So that covers Avalugg. Corsola G. Corsola G. Well, looking at the new metagame, that mon is terrible because this metagame has a lot of special attackers that just dunk on it. Honestly, a lot of special attackers just dunk on it, and plus there's a lot of mons here that just toxic it anyway, and it can't do anything back. So yeah, that mon is not great. Also, there's knockoff too. Like a lot of mons here have knockoff. Again, Clefairy being one of them. What else? Gallade. A lot of the fighting types have knockoff. So yeah, that mon was not gonna stay. It was definitely not. It'll be fine here though. It'll be very defensive though. It's gonna be solid here. I don't know if it'll drop. I don't know if it'll drop though. I doubt it will. But it does have competition with other ghost types though. Again with like Dusknoir 2 and even the Gorgeist forms. But granted, well no, it's not the difference between it. Corsola just has better bulk. It's really sad to see this form and the evolution be in the same tier. That's just terrible. So I'm gonna talk about Corsola though, but we're gonna talk about Cramorant. So Cramorant dropped. Cramorant I don't think had enough time to really like get good in this meta. I think it's actually good. Like Hurricane is great. You can make it physical too, and the physical Cramorant could be really nice as well. Or even a mixed one with superpower could be pretty effective against something like a Piloswine too. Like you surf into it, or you just superpower on the switch and then you surf into it. Like that could be pretty good for it, or that could have been good. Um, it definitely had a shot at pressuring the fire types as well. It definitely dealt with like Sandaconda, Rhydon. Like it outsped both of them and also it could have pressured Mudsteel. I think this mod didn't get enough usage. That's what I think. That mon definitely had potential, man. I may use Cramorant. I might use Cramorant again. Or I mean, I might take the opportunity to use Cramorant. The last time I actually used Cramorant was in So I just want to skip that beat. We're gonna go to this one. But yeah, Cramorant was a mon I didn't really get the chance to use. Well, I mean, I used it like towards the beginning of the Gen 8 metagame. But it was like once the UU beta came out. When the UU beta came out and Cramorant was in UU, I actually tried it out there and it was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It was actually very funny to use too, just because of Gold Missile. Yeah, I think this mon definitely didn't get enough usage. Hopefully it does, or hopefully it can perform well in PU. For it to go up into NU again. But I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it here anyway. It's definitely usable. It's definitely usable. Definitely usable. So yeah, that covers Cramorant. Next we have Cursola. Cursola. I don't know. That mon been kind of iffy for me. Like there's sometimes sometimes it can work and then sometimes it's just there. That's it. Sometimes it's just there. Knockoff bodies the shit out of it because of its defense being like paper thin. So there's nothing you can really do about that. And weak armor doesn't even help it that much. It doesn't even get that fast after a physical hit. So it's just kind of there, honestly. Like, I don't think this mon is really going to be rising back up again. It's too slow as well. Just gets taken advantage of pretty quickly. So yeah. Yeah, Cursola's just not great, honestly. I think if it had regen, it might have been better. Same with Galarian and Corsola. If they both had regen, oh, they would definitely be a lot better. They would definitely be a lot better. But yeah, unfortunately, that is not the case. And yeah, they don't even get recovery. I don't think. Yeah, they don't even get any kind of recovery. If they have recover, then maybe. I mean, they have strength sap too, but still, that doesn't help it enough. Like, this mon has a lot of cool moves here, but it's too slow to take advantage of them. So, and it's just too frail anyway. Yeah, this mon's just a disappointment. I hate to say it, it's just a disappointment. But it'll probably do fine in PU. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's gonna fall again. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of like faith in this mon. I don't think it's gonna do that well here either. Yeah. Yeah, this mon is not good. I hate to say it. It's not good. Pharisee fell because it's too passive. That's it. Again, the metagame is becoming more offensive here in NU, so there's just a lot more mons that have spike and can also pressure, like Sandslash. And even like Sunfist can like still do some stuff as well, like T-Wave and such. It could still like pressure things around. Pharisee can't do that. All it can do, well, I mean, it can do that, but it's too weak to do it, and it's way too slow. And there's just too many mons here that just pressure it right off bat. Like, granted, it can deal with some of the steals, but there are better answers to deal with the steals anyway. So, yeah, I hate to say it. It's not that great. And also, any Formidable Valley that has a fire move can just body it too. So yeah, it's not really gonna cut it. So that pretty much, covers Pharisee. It'll probably do really well in PU though. I think, yeah, it'll do fine in PU. It's gonna have competition with Sandslash though. And Sandslash is actually the best mon in PU right now. Just because of its access to spikes down plus spin and rocks. Yeah. Sandslash plus Pharisee could be interesting to see. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, I think it'll be fine, but it's not gonna be like super amazing. So yeah, Galvantula. All right. This is another mon I don't think they gave a lot of time for. Galvantula definitely had usage, or definitely had potential here. Like Bug Buzz just can really tear through a lot of the mons too. Thunder's also good too to break through the waters and just like hit things neutrally anyway. Especially with the Life Orb. Definitely had potential with that. You also had Energy Ball too that could deal with Gastrodon and also like other waters too. Or I mean other ground types again like Mudsdale too. What else it could have done? It also did have sticky webs too. It had access to T-Wave. There were things this mon definitely could have done. I don't know why people didn't take advantage of it. It's really sad, man. This mon, used to be like pivotal in RU. And even to some extent in UU in the beginning of Black and White or around Black and White. Yeah, to see it just drop even further is just disheartening, honestly. Um, but yeah, I don't think people gave it enough time. So that's just my opinion. I think it still had potential. I may end up using it while I'm playing NU again, um, just to like see, because I really do think this one had potential. I just don't think people put enough attention into it. Like Compound Eyes plus Thunder, like an accurate Thunder in this metagame, that feels like I really feel like people didn't take advantage, really didn't take advantage of that. I really don't. Um, yeah, like you would think that after Vikavolt drop, that Galvantula would get better. Like you would think that, right? Because they're both the same typing. Granted, Vikavolt hits a lot harder, but Galvantula has that accurate Thunder, has access to webs. Like, I really feel like people didn't give it enough attention. Again, that's just my 2 cents. You guys can, give me your thoughts about any of these drops. I'm curious about what you guys think. But yeah, that's my opinion. It'll do really well in PU though, but I really feel like they didn't give it enough time. It's gonna have competition though with Jolteon, which I will be talking about like right after this, and also with Bolton. Actually, they're both gonna have competition with Bolton now. But Jolteon's gonna be, I don't know if it'll be that good. Actually, no, screw it. I'm talking about Jolteon now. Jolteon. All right, let's talk about it. So Jolteon in PU. Jolteon in PU. I'm trying to I'm diving from Galvantula into Jolteon. Well, the only difference between Jolteon and Galvantula is the fact that Galvantula has a lot more coverage options compared to Jolteon. Jolteon lost its coverage options. It doesn't have hidden power anymore, so there's only way to get something going is pretty much with Thunderbolt and Weather Ball. So you could probably see something with weather or with hail or whatever, or rain. That's all you could really do with Jolteon. But yeah, in NU though, that mon just really can't do anything. Gets outclassed by Mudsteel, gets walled by Lantern, gets walled by other steals, especially again being gets walled by the biggest steel types here with Lightning Rod, like Togedemaru, and also Magneton that just walls it for days since Jolteon can't even hit it hard. So yeah. Also it doesn't have HP Grass, so it can't deal with Gastrodon like it used to. It doesn't have HP Ice, so it can't hit other ground types anyway. So yeah, this mon is really just gonna keep pivoting. It's just gonna keep falling down. It will keep volt switching down until it goes into ZU. Wow, that actually kind of hurt me. But I mean, I had some fun with it though. I think the mon was pretty fun to use. I actually did make this one Jolteon team here that I used in the live way back. This team was very fun, man, with spikes. Pretty much like an inspiration I got from playing ADV a lot, running like a spike pressure one, or running like a spike pressure kind of Jolteon. Granted, that was before people started to get too heavy on boots. Now boots are starting to become like the norm of NU. Just because NU has a lot more ice types now, so they need boots, and plus a lot of walls in NU need to have boots anyway, so that way they don't get worn down too quickly by spikes or hazards. So that's why spike pressure isn't as good right now, which is why Quillfish also dropped too, and some other, mostly Quillfish anyway, which I think is, no, Pincurchin's next. Pincurchin is it's kind of in the same boat as these guys. Honestly, it's just better as a support mon, and it's better with terrain, with terrain it's better to support other electric types. I think it'll be good though, in terms of helping with Bolton and also helping with Galvantula and Jolteon, and also other electric types too. I think electric spam is gonna be really good here. There are so many electric types here in PU, so I think they're gonna take advantage of Pincurchin. But yeah. Granted, all the electric types that are here right now, they can't even hit ground types except for main and maybe Luxray. So yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal. Yeah, that's actually a really big deal. Most of these electric types can't even hit steals or can't even hit grounds, or even hit like Quagsire for that matter. Besides Morpeko, which it can hit with Seed Bomb. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's only just a spiker and a T-spiker, and just like meant to spike up, or meant to like set up hazards. Doesn't do anything else. Quagsire is fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it drops. It still gets usage. It really doesn't matter. Like it still gets usage. It still gets usage in higher tiers. So that mon will always just pivot around. It will always just pivot around just like Gastrodon. Like as you can see, Gastrodon is NU right now, but the next thing you know, it'll go back up to OU for some reason. That's just how it goes with both of them. It's weird. It always happens with the water and ground types. They all just pivot around. Or they just pivot back between OU and NU or PU for Quagsire's wait, hold up. Yeah, for Quagsire's situation. But also there's Tauntic too. Tauntic is just great here. So yeah, I think it'll do fine here. It'll be good on stall. So yeah, that's that. That pretty much covers Quagsire. So next we have Quillfish. I already talked about Quillfish. Well, I pretty much like alluded to talking about Quillfish, but Quillfish just does not cut it right now. Spikes are just not enough for it to be good enough, unfortunately. Yeah, that's pretty much that. It's just not good enough. Gets pretty much pressured by all the special attackers here too. Yeah, just gets pressured by a lot of the special attackers. Even the grass types deal with it too, like what's it called, like Thwacky too. After a +2 wood hammer can just body it. And most Quillfish don't even go like max speed anyway. So because they're mostly like physically defensive to take on like other physical attackers, like for example Hitmontop and such. So yeah, that mon is just not cutting it with the spikes and T spikes. Again, a lot of defensive mons are running boots. So yeah, that mon is just gonna keep dropping. But I think it'll be fine here. Again, it is gonna have competition with other spikers. Again, like Sandslash, and also with Roselia, and again Runerigus being here. Like PU has a lot of new hazard setters now. So PU will be interesting though. It'll be pretty cool to see how that metagame fleshes out. Runerigus dropped to PU. That mon doesn't really cut it here in OU or in NU. It just doesn't. I mean, it hits hard. Don't get me wrong, it hits hard. But when you're slower than one of the best ground types in the meta, well, it's not really gonna be that great for you, because then you get toxic, and then what can you do? I really don't like how the Galar mons don't have toxic. Like, why did they cut that? Like, that shit makes no sense to me. But hey, it's Game Freak. They don't make sense themselves. But yeah, it did get Poltergeist though, so you would think it would, be a little bit better, but I guess it's not enough for it to stay here. So that mon dropped, and yeah, it'll have some competition with the other ghosts, and it'll have, it'll be a good rocker, it'll be a good T-spiker, but that's all it can really do, I guess. It can trick some stuff too, since it does get access to that. Yeah, it doesn't really offer much else. It would have been really cool if this mon had priority. Like, if that Sucker Punch or even Shadow Stink, it would actually be a lot better. It would actually be a lot better, but Game Freak said, nah, we ain't giving you priority. We're going to let you sit there and take hits. You love to see it. Anyways, that covers Runerigus. So next we have Sock. Sock is kind of disappointing. I don't know why that mon dropped. That mon's actually good. That mon's actually good, too. Like, close combat bodies everything here. Like, you would think that mon would stay too, but I guess maybe even it could hit stuff like Weezing too, since it does get Mold Breaker, so it can Earthquake Weezing. So Weezing isn't a check to it, and neither is Rotom. Especially if it's a Choice Scarf variant, Sock just beats it. So I don't know why that mon dropped. That one's very, very interesting to me. And it does have knockoff to deal with the Ghost too, so it can deal with like Jealousy, and it can deal with Cofagrigus too. After it gets worn down enough for knockoff to kill. Even a Choice Band set could deal with it too, and same with like Jellicent as well. So yeah, I'm very confused why that one dropped. I don't think people give it enough time. But in PU though, that mon's getting banned. That mon getting banned. That mon getting banned. That mon ain't staying PU. Who said this mon can stay PU? That mon definitely not staying PU. I can guarantee that. But yeah, Sokka was just a good revenge killer with close combat and just a good wall breaker in general. Very disappointed to see it drop. I think people just don't know. I think people just didn't give it enough time. That mon's coming back though. I can guarantee you. That mon should come back. Yeah, the cover Sok. The Silvally form that dropped apparently was Silvally Dark, and I'm just finding this out right now. So let's see. I think it was right here. Silvally Dark. Because it should be right here. Yeah, Silvally Dark is now in PU. It was actually NU, or I mean, it was actually pretty good in NU from what I've seen. But I guess maybe it does have competition with other dark types now with Skunk Tank and Sneasel. But I think if we look at the viability rankings, because I actually do have it open. Usage stats. Let's go to NU. Wait, no, not that one. I think it was let's hold up. Yeah, lower usage stats. I think it was. Oh wait, no, it was Silvally Steel, not Silvally Dark. Okay. Well, I don't know why that mon dropped. I guess it's just not good enough here. I mean, dark coverage is good in general, but I don't know. I guess it really just didn't cut it. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's a stronger dark type compared to something like Malamar. So, and also it's faster. It's the fastest dark type in this meta. Well, you're more defensively oriented, so I wouldn't say you're offensive, but it's the fastest offensive dark type. Oh wait, there's Sneasel. I guess maybe it had competition with Sneasel. I don't know. Maybe that's why I dropped. That probably makes sense. It might be because of Sneasel that this mon dropped, and also with the fairy types being down here too, like Rabombi just beating it. Yeah, that might be it too. The fairies just wall it. Yeah, that I think that makes sense. It might just be the fairies just walling it. Wallowing. What the fuck? Just walling it. So yeah, it sucks to suck, but hey, that happened to Silvally Dark. The PU mons had dropped into ZU. I don't know how ZU works, but I don't know the ZU metagame at all. But Lycanroc dropped, the Meowsticks dropped, Politoed dropped, and Wigglytuff dropped. I guess we could look at ZU. Let's see what ZU looks like and see where Lycanroc fits. Lycanroc is, where are you at? Where's Lycanroc at? Lycanroc. You know, I don't think this mon should be here. I actually don't think it should be. I think a bandage set or even a choice scarf set's gonna just body everything here, and I don't even know what these mons do. I don't know what any of them do, but I think this mon's just good. So I don't know why people put that mon down here, but hey, that's people's, I guess, their whole, like, that's what they think. Meowstic dropped down here too, both forms. I don't know what they do either, so I feel like that just, I don't know what happened with those two, but hey. Politoed's just bad. If it had Drizzle, and if the Drizzle was allowed here, then it would be, you know, broken. It would actually be very broken. But since Drizzle's banned, you know, that mon can't do anything. So it's just gonna keep falling. Like, it has good stats, but even then, it's not enough. So, yeah. That mon's just gonna fall into, it's gonna keep falling. The only useful mon out of all these mons here, that's actually used outside of PU, in like lower and other tiers, or I mean, yeah, outside of like PU, would be like Pyukumuku. Or I mean ZU. Outside of ZU would be Pyukumuku. That's like the only one out of all these other mons here that actually can have usage outside of this tier. So yeah, that sucks, man. Wigglytuff. I don't know why that dropped, but hey, I guess it's just bad. It doesn't cut for anything here. I mean, Normal and Fairy is actually a good typing though. I don't know why, but I guess maybe it's too slow too. Too slow. It only has like high HP but nothing else. Yeah. I don't know. And also, his speed's pretty bad, too. If it had, like, base 50 speed or even base 60, it might have been a little bit better. But, I guess just that bad. Well, that covers all these mons. So if you guys did enjoy my whole thoughts about these mons here that dropped and the rises, please let me know in the comments below. I would like to know your thoughts as well. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this discussion, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino and check out my Smogon profile. All those links will be down in the description. I will be doing a Snorlax week because this is some disrespectful shit. How dare they put this thing here? Same with the Scavalier. I'll probably put the Scavalier on one of these teams, or one of my many Snorlax teams that you guys won't be seeing yet. These are just examples I have. But, well, I mean, most of them are examples. Or one of them is an example. One of them I might actually be using soon. But yeah. That's terrible, man. They really did it to that mon. They really did it. Crazy. And same with the Scavalier. But yeah, that covers all of my thoughts and such. So, yeah. Be safe, wash your hands, and peace out.